Here's your forecast from the First Alert Weather Team.
Glad you're joining us here through lunch. Obviously, the fire out in Brunswick County causing some issues, mainly in terms of air quality. So you'll note an air quality alert if you tap into your WECT First Alert weather app if you live in Brunswick County, and those location settings are set to follow you. Other spots not too far off of that. Also, Pender, New Hanover counties, certainly moderate air quality there. If you're up in Bladen, Columbus counties, overall things faring much better for you. But the trends are, hey, we're leaning towards better air quality by the end of the week, but it's also going to depend on how much crews are able to get accomplished here in the next couple of days. Containing that fire, obviously the smoke's a big concern for those that are really sensitive to the particulates in the atmosphere, up over 100 parts per billion in the atmosphere at this point. Let's get you outside downtown Wilmington. Our Easy Pro Express First Alert Skycam. Partly cloudy skies, 77. Not a terrible looking lunch hour view here from the Murkison building. A southeast wind at 10. It's the downside about the winds. They are a little bit elevated, so that's not really doing much of a favor to those fighting this particular fire. Dew points in the mid 60s. So all in all, very typical early May kind of day setting up for us. By the 1st of June, we'll be in the Atlantic hurricane season, and it's important to look ahead to that, even though we're a month out with this Hurricane Preparedness Week, and we'll be bringing you tips all week long. Let's talk evacuation plans. This very important here for those that are coming into southeastern North Carolina for the first time, especially from areas that are not susceptible to impacts from hurricanes. So know where you're at, know what kind of vulnerabilities you have to deal with based on your family situation, pet situation, and your home's vulnerability. Maybe placement to the ocean is a key thing to keep in mind. Identifying multiple evacuation routes and destinations for different potential storm tracks. You'll hear us sometimes say west is best, but quite honestly, it's dependent on the track of the storm. So don't just think, hey, I just book it to the west and I'll be okay. Think back to storms like Hugo back in the late 80s and how that was a problem. Keep a proper map and contacts too for backup. That's one thing you don't want to have to deal with is a dead phone. First Alert Digital Doppler showing some signs of showers in northwestern Pender County, just to the north now of Burgos. Some good downpours coming there. Southern Duplin will throw into that as well. None of these systems or cells, I should say, on the severe end. A little bit of a different case up toward Raleigh right now, where they do have one active severe thunderstorm warning. A couple more of these percolating through the course of the afternoon and evening, and things sort of settle down a little bit. A lot of that moisture pushing offshore. That said, can't rule out another couple of strays come tomorrow afternoon. Same case for Wednesday, but there'll be lots of dry time in between. You'll see that evidenced here in the planning forecast. Next system moves in a little later on in the week. It also is going to drop back temps in a pretty big way here, Kim, but eventually rebounding next week. Obviously stinks that it's Mother's Day weekend, but hey, we'll keep close eyes on the radar.
All right, Gabe, you better.